appreciate the blessing that me get. Aye, and the blessing all advance. Aye, so we rise and we rise now. But no the wicked from my table. When the time matter, we still hustle and make it on. See we, no matter how it's hard, boy, still rise and make it on. See we, see the wicked them a fight. I still we are going and make it on. See we, the money we are free now. Me just hustle and make it on. See we,
yeah, my life since Primrose shit. Man, I got this holy flame in my grip. Get it lit, fuck it, flip. Mama told me do it, boy. Got a flame to maintain. Say who the fuck is to blame when I'm the only one game. I'm the only one game. Street for beef, fight fame. Say who the fuck is to blame when I'm the only one game. Who the other one game? See me get it from a shack till I end up in the Mac. Ain't nobody got my back, but I never ever look back. Say, mama sleep on stacks. Say who the fuck is to blame when I'm the only one game. Who the other one? Let that bitch go. Better boy never go where the wind blow. They never know how I got what I have. Got to stay on the low, blow for it, exchange it for paper. Had to believe in the hours when God was asleep. Darker days frame no picture, like a wallet with no cash. Things changed, Tiani became real. Family became haters, friends became snakes, and bitches became hoes. Guess I'm looking for a different hoe from another different time zone. You don't have to be a maestro to pull up in a brand new city. Mercedes I need healthy shit, I'm only boy, I got an extra mile to go.
I say, Jaja bless me and cover me. Aye, cover me, Jaja cover me. Aye, put me in your wings, Jaja cover me. Big life me living, I cover me, living me, Jaja cover me. We come from far, me say cover me, Why over me say bang, cover me, 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 cover me. Jaja bless and cover me, higher at me rising the time. If you this I go regret. You get sick like anything I. We still hustle and make it all. See we, no matter how it's bad, yeah, boy, still hustle and make it all. See we, tell you we no want no trouble, we no want no funny, born hypocrite and born wicked people. Me say want no trouble, we no want no funny, born hypocrite and parasite when the time matter. Still hustle and make it all.
Well, if you just tuned into the 1873 FM, thank you for making the 1873 FM your channel of choice. It is Tinashe Mpasiri on this is the Santon Express morning show. And yes, it is the diplomatic quarter. And good morning to you, Adetunji Omotola. Glad to know that you are tuned in. As we await for Billy to connect, we get Ayed just touching base on fundamental issues that are critical in our everyday lives in as far as securing the future that we all want collectively. And yes, this is a segment where as individuals we get to better also understand the role that media actually ought to play in as far as projecting positive stories when it comes to the role of international relations in the affairs of mankind, and how those international relations are fundamental in advancing, or rather the development of nations. When we look at South Africa and its relations with other countries, or rather when you look at the people of South Africa and the relations with other people from different countries, how fundamental it is to build these communities that are more inclusive, and where we are more tolerant of one another, we can be able to achieve so much more. So we're just going to quickly look at some of the things that are happening within the diplomatic community. French Ambassador Aurélien Lechevalier attended a moving ceremony for the first National Day to pay tribute to the victims of terrorism. So students from the Lycée Jules Vernet in Johannesburg displayed their art and messages dedicated to the victims. And also the President of South Africa, His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, who happens to be also the chair of the African Union, arrived in the Democratic Republic of Congo. That is yesterday, the 11th of March, and was welcomed by His Excellency Denis Sassou Nguesso, the President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, high level, who also chairs the AU High Level Committee on Libya. The President is participating in the inaugural meeting of the contact group on Libya taking place between yesterday and today, the 11th of March. So hopefully we'll be able to connect with Billy shortly, so that we can also be able to have a conversation with him this morning, so that he can just be able to share his personal experiences. He can also be able to share his insights, and more importantly, looking at the question that we have on the 1873 FM, whether a shared understanding of the role that media actually ought to play in projecting a positive story. Whether there is a shared understanding of the role that media ought to play when it comes to projecting positive stories, particularly zooming on international relations. If you also want to be part of the conversation, if you also want to add your thoughts, your also add your views to this conversation, please feel free to reach out to us through the 1873 FM's social media platforms, Facebook being one platform that you can engage us on. We currently live streaming on the 1873 FM Facebook page. You can also engage us through the Twitter platform, and the handle to follow is the 1873 FM. Let's get to have these robust conversations, these provocative conversations going on, and in doing so, inspiring others to be part of the conversation, igniting others to also add their voice, because many a times as individuals we silent on issues that matter, and silence in itself is a form of betrayal. But when your voice is heard on issues that matter, you also have the power to inspire the kind of change that you would want to see. And it takes you as an individual putting your all, or rather also exerting your efforts in that particular thing that you happen to be also involved in, and in doing so, it makes a difference. So yes, this is your platform for your airing your views at the end of the day, and don't be afraid to say what's on your mind at the end of the day, because it's only when you spell out what's on your mind, other individuals can get to know what you are thinking, and how we can all work together by building a community where knowledge is said, under the banner banking on Africa's future. And yes, you are also a point of light for another individual, but you might not be aware, but once you showcase what you are doing, you will be surprised as to the number of people who are inspired by your actions on a day-to-day basis. On that note, let's quickly go on a short break, and when we're back from the short break, let's see if we'll be able to connect with Billy. So yes, tell a friend to also tune into the 1873 FM, and don't forget to also share these videos, because knowledge, when it's shared, it makes a difference. It makes a positive impact on individuals' lives.
1873.
What kind of Africa do you want to be part of?
What a question. Thank you so much for that question. I'd like to see a well-developed country. Each and every African country must be well-developed. We must be able to do business without depending on Europe or all the other countries that we now depend on. I'd like to see an Africa that is peaceful. You look at it currently, we're struggling with wars, instability, and all sorts of other challenges, economic challenges, for example, which is a big problem.
That was Mr. Anel Ndlovu, the president of Zim SA Forum.
Tanash Ampasari with the Africa I Want on www.the1873fm.com.
I'm working on my dash. I'm working Working on my dash. I'm working, working, working on my dash. Working, working, working on my dash. Dash, dash, dash. Working on my dash. Dash, 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 dash. Working on my dash.
Everything I do, from my first day to my last, that's my dash. That's my dash. That's my dash. That's my dash.
I'm working,
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 working on my dash. I'm working,
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 working on my dash. I'm working,
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 working on my dash. I'm working,
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 working.
working on my dash.
If you look at the life of a person,
Okay, so at the beginning you were saying a dash is a straight line, correct?
it's a
not-
line. It's a line
It's
first.
not broken.
It's a line first,
First of all, it's a line.
and second, it's a straight line.
It's a straight line. It's not broken.
I've been working on my dash, that's my destiny. Add a dash of talent and a dash of hard work, that's my recipe. R.I.P. to Butch Lewis, the man who told us we should do this. My dash happens to be music, and I'm gonna use it before I lose it. Yeah, we all get a limited time span in this life, man. You need a nice plan. You're not gonna get to do it twice, man. So if you're gonna do it right. And
Working, working, working on my dash. I'm working, working, working on my dash. Working, working on my dash. I'm working, working on my dash. I've been working, working on my dash. I've been
The life is not discontinuity. There's no break. And there's no life.
Download our app on the Google Play Store and iOS. 1873 FM.
Well, it is the 1873 FM, your voice, your power. And this is the Santon Express morning show with your host, Tinashe Mpasere. And it is the diplomatic quarter. And stated earlier, one key question that has been posed on the 1873 FM is whether a shared understanding exists as the role of media in as far as projecting the positive stories when it comes to the role of international relations. And yes, finally, we've managed to get hold of Billy, and we'll be having a conversation with him this morning on the 1873 FM's Santon Express morning show, and that is on the diplomatic quarter. So yes, Billy, wonderful morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us on the 1873 FM this morning. Okay, let's see if we can be able to get him on the line so that we can be able to have a conversation quickly with him and just get to hear his insights, and more importantly, him just sharing his personal experiences as an individual who happens to be also in the business of writing stories, or telling stories rather. And yes, this is your platform for also being able as an individual to tell your story, to share your personal experiences. So hopefully we'll be able to quickly have a conversation with Billy and get to also understand more of what he does, and more importantly, his thoughts in as far as whether a shared understanding exists on the role that media ought to play in projecting positive stories when it comes to international relations. Let's just see if we can be able to get that connection up and running and have the conversation with Billy. Stay tuned to the 1873 FM, your voice, your power.
1873.
How much did you start your